Guten Morgen, alle Guten. Ich bin dann der Prof von Luxembourgish with Anne. And hier ist die Wochenlektion. And here is your weekly lesson. In this lesson, I will briefly go through the 3 different Luxembourgish cases so that you get a better understanding of these cases. And then the next week and the week after and the following lessons, I will go more in depth in each case. Bist du bereit für die Lektion? Are you ready? Dann los! One of the most challenging aspects of learning Luxembourgish, at least initially, is the fact that each pronoun, so personal pronoun like ich, du, jen, or the reflexive pronoun or possessive pronoun mein, dein, ding, for example, and each article has 3 different cases in Luxembourgish. Now, the 3 Luxembourgish cases are the nominative case, the accusative case and the dative case. And fortunately, the Luxembourgish articles, so the definite article den or t, and the indefinite articles n or eng, as well as the possessive pronouns, so mein, dein, sein, mein, ding, sing, and so on, so are the same in the accusative case as in the nominative case, unlike German. Okay? Now let's briefly explain what is a case. Well, a case explains which function a noun or a pronoun has, so whether it is the subject, the direct or indirect object of a sentence. And then, depending where this noun or pronoun lands in a sentence, well, that pronoun will change, and as well as the article preceding the noun. Okay, now let's move on with the lesson and go briefly through each case with examples. Bereit? Ready? Let's start with the nominative case. What is the nominative case? The nominative case is the subject of a sentence. And what is a subject? Well, the subject is the person or thing that is active in the sentence. So you have to ask the question, who is doing something or what is doing something in the sentence. The nominative case or the subject is the word that tells you how to conjugate the verb. Let's illustrate this with some examples. Beispiele. De Jong spielt Ball. So the boy is playing ball. So the question you have to ask, who is playing ball? Now, de Jong. So de Jong is the subject. Okay? And so we have to conjugate the verb spielen in the 3rd person singular. De Jong spielt Ball. Een ander Beispiel. Die Wohnungen sind teuer an der Stadt. The flats are expensive in Luxembourg City. So here you have to ask the question, what is expensive? So, wat is teuer? Maar, Wohnungen. So, Wohnungen is the subject of the sentence. I hope that this is now a little bit more clear. Now let's move on with the accusative case. The accusative case is known as the direct object of a sentence. The direct object is the person or thing that is acted upon, so it is the person or thing that receives the action. And in the accusative case, you will have then the subject, as we have seen in the previous examples, and you will have as well the direct object in a sentence. Now the articles den or t for the definite articles and the indefinite articles eng do not change in the accusative case. That means they are identical to the nominative. Unlike in German, for those who have studied German. Beispiele, examples. Dir musst das Medikament zweimal den Tag holen. You have to take the medicine twice a day. Now here we have the subject dir, because dir is the person active in the sentence. Okay? And then to find out if there is a direct object, you have to ask the question, wat musst dir holen? So what must you take? Well, t Medikament. Okay, so t Medikament is the direct object and dir is the subject of the sentence. Therefore, we are here in the accusative case. Let's have another example. Ich will ihn etwas fragen. I want to ask him something. So here the subject is ich, okay, because that's the person who is active. And now to find out where the direct object is, you have to ask the question, who do I want to ask something? Wen will ich etwas fragen? Hien, okay? Hien is here the direct object. Okay? Now let's move on with the dative case. The dative case is known as the indirect object. Well, the indirect object is usually the receiver of the direct object, which we have just seen in the accusative case. And now, what is very important here, the articles and the pronouns do change in the dative in all genders accordingly. And the dative is also used after certain dative verbs and with dative prepositions. But I will go more in depth about these in another lesson. Now the question for the dative case is wem, okay, so to whom. Let's illustrate this with examples, Beispiele. Der Polizist gibt dem Chauffeur ein Protokoll. The policeman is giving the driver a ticket. Now, the Polizist here is the subject because it's the person active in the sentence. Okay? And the direct object is a protocol. And so now to find out what the indirect object is, you have to ask the question, to whom does the policeman give a ticket? So, wem gibt den Polizist ein Protokoll? Dem Chauffeur. And you can see that the definite masculine article den changes to dem in the dative case. Let's have another example. Ich muss dir etwas Wichtiges sagen. I have to tell you something important. Now, to find out what the indirect object is, or if there is an indirect object, you have to ask the question, wem muss ich etwas Wichtiges sagen? So, to whom must I say something important? Well, dir. This means to you. And in this sentence, we have the verb sagen. And sagen is a verb requiring the dative case. So in this sentence, the subject is ich and the indirect object is dir. Okay? And now let's check if you have understood the difference between the subject, the indirect and the direct object. And what will we do? Übung, exercise. So I will give you two sentences and you will have to find out first the subject. So what or who is the subject? So who is active in the sentence? What or who is the direct object? So who or what is directly affected by the subject? And what or who is the indirect object? So who is the receiver in the sentence? Satz Nummer 1. Die Frau weist dem Jungen das Buch. So the woman shows the book to the boy. Now let's try to find out who is the subject. Now, hopefully you've got die Frau. So die Frau is the person acting in this sentence because you see the verb vai, so die Frau vai, so she is showing. Okay, and now what is she showing? Well, het Buch. So het Buch is the direct object. And do we have an indirect object in this sentence? Is there a receiver? Yes, of course. Dem Jong, so to the boy, dem Jong. This is the indirect object, and so here we are in the dative case. Die Frau weist dem Jong het Buch. So, weisen is as well a verb which requires us to use the dative case. Satz Nummer 2. Christtag schenken ich meiner Mom a Cadeau. I'll offer a present to my mother on Christmas. I give you some time to think about the correct answer. So, the subject. So, who is active in the sentence? Who is doing the action? Hopefully, you've got euch. So, euch is the subject. So, this means euch schenken. So, I offer. And what do I offer? So, what is directly affected? Well, a cadeau, so a present. So, this is the direct object. And now the last question, to whom do I offer a present? So who is the receiver? Well, this is mein Mom. Normally, so in the accusative or nominative case, you say mein Mom, my mother. But as we are here in the dative case, you have to say meiner Mom. Now, this may be a little bit complicated for the moment, but in another lesson, I will go more in depth about the dative case and how the pronouns and the articles change in the dative case. Let's finish now with an overview of the definite articles in the 3 cases. Okay, so we have the masculine, the feminine, the neuter, and the plural articles in the nominative, accusative, and dative case. And here are the indefinite articles in the 3 cases. And you can learn the correct pronunciation of all these articles, which is very important how you pronounce them, so that native speakers understand you when you are speaking. You can check my online course, the complete Luxembourgish pronunciation online course. I have put a link under this video. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this lesson and that you find it very useful. And if you want to get a better understanding of each case, or mainly about the accusative and the dative case, you may subscribe to my channel so to receive automatically the next lesson where I will talk about the accusative case and the dative case. Don't forget that you can read the full transcript of this lesson on my blog luxembourgishwithanne.lu/blog, and on my blog you can discover as well all the courses I offer and as well the online courses. So for example, if you want to take the Luxembourgish language test called Sprachentest, I have created an online course. And if you want to practice your oral expression, so if you want to gain confidence in speaking, and if you want to understand the questions the examiner may ask you in the Sprachentest, then email me at anne@glyph.lu and get in touch. I would love to help you with your oral expression. Merci für Gucken. Thank you for watching.